people watching on my VIP group or my business page. It's very good to see you this morning. Hello, Wendy. So happy to see you with me on Bureau. And why are we doing these events on Bureau? So what we're trying to do here is we're trying to bring back the feeling of the old parties. So at the old parties, the thing that we used to do every party was try to get to know you a little, everybody. So when you come on here, I would love to know, first of all, um, where you're watching from. So where are you watching from today? The second thing I would love to know from everybody is, what is your favorite piece of Tupperware? And the third thing I would love to know from everybody is whether you are a client or a member. Okay, so if you could write those comments. So where are you watching from? What is your favorite piece of Tupperware? And are you a client or are you a member? And if you could let me know all of those things, that would be fantastic for me. So my name is Melanie. I've been selling Tupperware now for, this is my 16th year. Can you believe that? And I love what I do. I have a background in science, so you'll find that when I'm talking to you, I may divert into how plastics work or how this works or how that works. I just can't help it because that is my background in science. Um, Good morning. I see some other people. Okay, so Wendy says her favorite is the MicroPro grill and the chopper. Yes, so as you come on, anybody, please write in the comments, where are you watching from? What is your favorite Tupperware product? And are you a client? Are you a member? Or are you, like Wendy, a big fan? So I would love to know those things. So at Tupperware, we have an amazing deluxe kit, which I am going to be able to show you some of that. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm just going to swivel around my camera. And if you can see over in the corner here, this is what we call the deluxe kit. And in the deluxe kit, we have $539 of Tupperware for only $179. So that's pretty good, isn't it? We also have a basic kit. Now let me put together the basic kit. Okay, so the basic kit consists of the Tupperware measuring spoons and measuring cups, of which I'm sure you know that there are many more in the Tupperware one compared to most. So we have six different measuring cups and six different measuring spoons. The smallest measuring spoon is an eighth of a spoon, which is a pinch. How often do you see recipes that say a pinch of salt? And in fact, my recipe today asks me for a pinch of salt. So I might just pinch this pinch off my display and put it there ready to use. And in our measuring cups, we have from 1 all the way down to 1/4. But what is great about these measuring cups is they include 1/3 and 2/3 and 3/4. So that means not so much mathematics. So in this set, you get the That's a Bowl, you get the measuring cups and measuring spoons. You also get the amazing silicone spatula, which, as you know, pulls apart for easy cleaning. And the other thing you get, which I forgot to get out of my pantry, because that's where I store all my stuff, is the little mini chopper. And that set is only $59, and it has a value of $193. So now you can see that we have this one, which forms part of our deluxe kit. But the deluxe kit uses the large chopper. So everybody that is on, I'm just going to move you back around here so that I can come back and talk to you. Okay, I'm still not quite straight. Hang on. I have to stand to the side. There we go. I think that's straight now. So that is basically what is on offer in our two kits. But why would you even want any of that stuff? Well, the reason that you might want it because it's going to help you save time, save money, eat more healthily, and be a solution to pollution. Now, this morning, I'm going to cook a recipe which you might say, well, that's not very healthy. It's called apple sponge cake. Now, if you've just come on, if you're watching, or if you've joined me on my other platforms, please let me know. Hello, Cindy. Cindy is on. She says she's a Tupperware member watching from Peterborough in Ontario, and her favorite piece of Tupperware is a Fridge Smart. So in the comments, 3 things I would love to know. Where are you watching from? Number 2, what is your favorite Tupperware product? And number 3, are you a client? Are you a member? Or are you like my friend Wendy, who is a super fan? So I would love to know the answers to some of those questions. So please let me know in the comments where you are, what your product is, and what sort of person are you? I don't mean are you a nice or a horrible person. I mean, are you a client, a member, or a super fan? Okay, so I apologize to people watching me on my other platforms because I just cut my head off, but I needed to do, not quite off, but I needed to do that so that I can be a little bit closer to my friends on Bureau Tupperware Les Diamants. So this morning, as I said, I'm going to make an apple dessert cake. Now this recipe is from Australia. And so for those of you, I have posted a link to this recipe in my VIP group. So all you have to do is click on VIP group above and you will be able to go, even if you just pop in, get the recipe and pop out again. That is absolutely fine. But we do have a lot of fun in my VIP group. And tomorrow I will be doing a live sale, and my live sale tomorrow, I think, is going to be based on cooking. I haven't finally decided, which is why I haven't put the poster up. So I might call it Cooking Plus, and we'll see where we go. So this morning, I'm going to make this apple dessert cake. Now, when you look at the recipe, those of you will see that it says 2 tablespoons, lots of 2, 4, 6 tablespoons. You have to remember, or maybe you know, or if you don't know, I'm going to tell you. A tablespoon in Australia is not 15 milliliters, it's 20 milliliters. So don't get caught out by the ingredients. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my fabulous Tupperware apple corer to, and you know, I have my friend Max here. He's my daughter's dog. He loves apple cores. So no waste in the house. When he's here, he eats the apple cores. So he's got those. And I'm doing 2 apples because that is what I have. So you want another one? That's it. Good boy. There we go. So he's going to be happy boy now because he has apples. Now, because I'm going to chop these in my chopper, I don't need to peel them because it will chop the apple down small enough that I won't need to peel them. So you can see now I've got my 2 apples nicely cored. I'm going to cut them into quarters. Oh, and now Killian's turned up. And he says, hang on a minute, Max just got a treat. Where's my treat? So what I'll do is I'll just cut a tiny little bit of apple off here and give that to Killian. That'll keep him happy. Okay, he's happy now. So the trouble in my house is that I cook so often, because every single day, guys, I do live at 5. And so live at 5 means I'm always cooking. So the dogs know that as soon as I stand here, there's a chance that they might get some treats. They usually get some sort of vegetables. So this is the Tupperware supersonic chopper. On the bottom, there is a silicone ring. Now, when you receive your supersonic chopper, the ring will be on the inside. So make sure you take it out and put it on the bottom. Why is it there? Because it helps it not to slip so much. Then you have your ring. Excuse that noise. That's my washing machine trying to take off. I'll just go and shut the laundry door. I forgot I put the laundry on. Okay, so Wendy, yeah, the puppies are happy now. Absolutely. Darcy, you're watching from upper. Okay, does that say, hang on, I need to go around. I can't see far enough. Let me just see what Darcy says. Upper Coverdale, New Brunswick. Yes, that's fantastic. So Darcy, let me know what's your favorite product, and whether you, and I know, but for the benefit of our people, whether you are a member, a client, or a super fan. So, okay, so I was continuing with this. Now, the important part of your supersonic chopper is the lid. You need to look after the lid and look after yourself. How are you going to do that? You're going to do that by always separating the top. So if you put this together, and you always see here, there's a hole there, that's where that bit goes. So you put this together, and then you just turn it, and then when you want to separate it, you press on the button. Now you can get it apart. So you need to do that every single time you use it. Otherwise, you will end up with a fungal, moldy, horrible black mess inside your chopper. Okay, so in here, I actually put in earlier some pear, and with the pear, I did peel it, because the pear peel is much, much tougher. Bartlett pears is what I use. The pear is much tougher, so I did take the peel off the pear. Okay, so now I'm going to put my lid in place, click it into place, and we're going to chop up the apples. Okay, so as you can see, I've chopped those, and actually I would like to chop them a little bit smaller. So I'm going to get my spatula from over here, and I'm just going to put all of the pieces down into the vessel. Now, the way the chopper works is it has 4 indentations on the side of the chopper. They're not there for decoration or to help you stack it, although they do both of that. They're there because when your apple is chopping, you want it to hit the side and bounce back to the middle to continue chopping. And sometimes what I do at the end, if it's not quite as small as I would like it to be, I will push the stuff down, and then we'll chop it a little bit more to get it a little bit smaller. Hello, Leslie. Good to see you this morning. And I don't know if you can see what's happening, but what's happening is as I'm chopping it, it suddenly goes really slack, And then what happens is that stuff falls, and then I get a bit of resistance again. So I know that now I've come across some bigger pieces and I can keep chopping for a bit. So if you want to look at that, I've almost pureed it. If you want to get really small pieces so that you don't notice that there's any peel in there, you just chop for a bit longer. Okay, so that is that. I'm actually going to cook that now in my breakfast maker. See how many breakfast makers we have in our house? And yesterday I went, there's no word of the lie. Yesterday I went to the my cupboard here for a breakfast maker. I couldn't find one. I'm just gonna raise up the camera for the people who are watching me elsewhere. Yeah, that's better. So so I have about 4 of these, and yesterday I was making vegetables, I did poached eggs, I made a dessert, and as soon as you start doing that, I tell you need more than one breakfast maker. The really good news is that the breakfast maker, which I find to be the most versatile of all the cooking systems, is part of your deluxe kit. So normally this retails for $44. So when you do tax and delivery, it's over $50. So with this $50 and with our supersonic chopper, which retails for $107, with tax and deliveries over $130, add those 2 items together, you've already busted the budget of $179. That is why I love the deluxe kit, because the value of it is so good. So $44, maybe $50 to buy. In the kit, it's going to cost you $12. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll take the mix of apple and pear, because that's what I had this morning. I'm going to put it into, actually it's almost apple butter size, right? If I was making this dessert by myself, I probably wouldn't even bother to chop it. I would have done slices and put it in, but I wanted to show you the power of the supersonic chopper. Okay, so let's put that to one side. So I've got my apple mix here, which you can see chopped down really nice. Look, there's like 2 or 3 rogue pieces, and you can either keep chopping or you can just say it doesn't really matter, and that's usually what I say. I'm going to take this now and cook it in my microwave. I'm going to cook it for 2.5 minutes at 80% power. Now, if you were making this by yourself and you were using slices, then you may have to cook it for a little bit longer. It really depends on what, how soft you want your apple to be in the final dessert. Now, I'm going to make my dessert today in my 1.5 liter Premier glass. So I like using these Premier glass, one, because they're super practical, they're not very heavy. They make a really, really good size for a family of 4 for a dessert, which means that you're not tempted to overeat, right? It's true, we can make much, much bigger desserts, but you know what happens when you make bigger desserts? You end up eating the stuff. So that's one of the reasons I love the Premier glass. And they're super easy to handle and to clean. So we are now going to make the top. And I thought today it would be great to show you the whip and mix. This is one of my favorite products, and can you believe it's on special at the moment? It normally retails for $82. At the moment, it's on special for $49. That is a saving of $33, guys. So for me, that's like, if you haven't got your whip and mix, this is something that you really want to buy. And if you are a rep, it comes to $36.25, which is more than half off, more than 50% off. So please don't think about, about not having one of these. Now, the way this recipe works, I've never made the recipe before, by the way. I've made versions of it, but I've never made this one. Now, how I find recipes, new recipes, is I go online, I Google. Today I Googled apple dessert, and I found this website, and it had 15 desserts on, but it wasn't really what I was looking for. I wanted one that had a sponge. So then I wrote apple sponge dessert, and this one popped up. Sponge. For those of you from Canada, you're probably like, what's a sponge? A sponge is like a sort of soft cake mix, which will go on top of our desserts. So I have in here 2 tablespoons of butter. So basically that means about 40 grams of butter, right? And then I have to add 4 tablespoons of sugar. So I know that a quarter of a cup is about 62.5 milliliters, not about, but is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to I've only got this amount of sugar, so we're going to see whether I have enough. And yes, I'm going to say I have enough. So I've got about 2/3 of a cup of my quarter cup. So I'm going to pop that in there. And then it tells me I need to have 2 tablespoons of boiling water. So I know a tablespoon in Australia is 20 milliliters. Max is looking for a handout. Absolutely, Leslie. They're not silly, these dogs. They just hang around because they know I'm cooking. So 2 tablespoons, I know in Australia is 20 mils times 2, so that's 40 mils. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Canadian measuring spoon, the tablespoon, and I know that it's 2 of those plus a little bit more. So I've been boiling a kettle. I'll just flip the switch and get my water. Now, why does it use boiling water? Well, that's a really fancy way of melting your butter, right? So basically, you got melted butter and water, or boiling water and butter. I really like that. That really that made me smile when I was thinking about that this morning. So my 2.5 minutes is up on the apple, and it smells good. I have 1 piece in here. Oh yeah, that's nicely soft actually. Probably what I'll do is just leave the apple like that, because it is going to get cooked some more in the oven. So we're going to transfer that apple into the base of my Premier glass container. So there we go. Now, if you say, oh, that doesn't look like very much fruit, Melanie, then what I could do, and I haven't decided if I'm going to, is I could get maybe some fruit from the freezer. In fact, I'm just going to have a look and see if I've got a little container of frozen fruit in the freezer. And I'm just going to heat that a little bit and put it on top. That makes it more interesting. The trouble is, my kids who are coming to dinner tonight, they don't like cherries. I love cherries. So I have to get some fruit that doesn't have cherries. Okay, let's put that to the side for the second. and get our boiling water. Okay, so there's my boiling water, and that of course is going to have the effect of melting the butter. So I'm going to put this on, and I'm going to mix up the water, the butter, and the sugar. Cherries are definitely good. I'm not sure who wrote that, but if you click the link at the top of where we're doing the demonstration, you should be able to show up so I can see your name. So anybody who's watching me on Facebook Live on Bureau Tupperware Lady Mo, please click on, please let me know where you're watching from. Okay, so I'm just opening this up, guys, and some of the butter is just sticking to the bottom of my whip and mix. And that's probably because I put it in earlier. So what I'm going to do now is just show you that it's got some little pieces in there. So I've just scraped it off the bottom. Now it's melting because it's in the hot water. Let's keep going and get that. Okay. Yeah, so that has all mixed in now. The next thing I have to add is 1 egg. So I'm going to put the egg in, and we're going to mix that up now. Okay. So now I've got my liquid mixture, and that's one of the most important things about using your whip and mix. Whenever you use your whip and mix, always, always, always put your liquids in first. Now it calls for 6 tablespoons of self-raising flour, which I worked out is about 120 milliliters, because remember, a tablespoon in Australia is 20 mils. So what I actually need is half a cup of self-raising flour. For you guys, that is called patisserie flour. You purchased a measuring set from your friend in Australia. I had no idea that measuring spoons are different sizes. The measuring cups, I'm not sure, Cindy. If I was you, I would check it out, because I know that when I was in Australia, it took me by surprise, and the measuring spoons are actually 20 mils. I mean, it may be different now, but that's what it was when I lived there. Okay, so I'm putting in now half a cup of self-raising flour, or pastry flour, as you guys would call it. Hang on, I've got apple on me here. Oh, hi, Beth. Good to see you this morning. So if you're watching me on Bureau, please come on. Tell me, where are you watching from? What is your favorite Tupperware product? And are you a rep? Are you a member? Or are you a client? Or maybe you're just a super fan. And all of those are good. So there I have my mix. And what I'm going to say to you is, it doesn't look like there's an awful lot of it there. So we're going to put it on the top of the apple. But I'm thinking I might have to make, this is the first time I've made this. Maybe I'll have to make a double mix, because I know that my son-in-law, he loves this sort of thing, and I don't want to be looking like I'm stingy. So I'm not going to assemble the final thing. I'm going to find, let's see if I can find some frozen fruit in a freezer mate in my freezer. What I'll do is I'll turn you around while I do this. So if you're on Bureau Tupperware Lady Emma, I would love to know where you're watching from. What is your favorite Tupperware product? And are you a rep? Are you a client? Or are you a super fan? And while you're here with me, I'm going to open up my fridge. So this is my fridge. This is how I use Tupperware. I have in here raspberries and let me check this. Oops, I'm sorry, my husband's just come home. Okay, what I'm going to say is these raspberries and blueberries look to me like I should use them up. So when we bought the raspberries this week, they were extremely soft when they arrived. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these now out of my fridge. I'm not going to look for frozen ones. I'm going to put these in my breakfast maker and cook them for a couple of minutes and then add them to the apple mix so we don't waste the fruit and we have more fruit in our sponge. How's that sound? Sounds good to me. But as you can see, I have broccoli. I have, what is in there? Oh, actually I have more broccoli. 2 lots of broccoli because it was on special this week. Peppers, carrots, celery, and I have 2 lots of carrots. One is cut in small pieces to eat with a dip that I have up there. And one is in bigger pieces to use for cooking. I have my romaine lettuce, strawberries, I have a beetroot, and I love my Tupperware Cheese Smart, and that's how I store my cheese. So let me turn you around, and then I will come back to you. Okay, so I just did a taste test of the raspberries. And what I'm going to say, I'm going to put these raspberries and blueberries in here and see how juicy they are. We bought those. I did my online shop on Monday and they arrived Tuesday. We've managed to hang them out till Saturday, but they are definitely on their last legs now. And that is not the Fridge Smart. That is the quality of raspberries that were delivered. In fact, I was quite disappointed that they sent me a brand I don't usually buy. But anyway, okay, so I'm going to put this now in the microwave for 2 minutes at 80% power. Beth is from Ingersoll, okay? And Beth, you are... Okay, Laurie is watching as well from Kingston. Excellent. Laurie's a Tupperware manager. And Beth is also part of Tupperware. So that's good to see that. Okay, let me put this in to cook. Okay, so we're going to cook those for 2 minutes. Oh dear, my husband's just arrived home with delicious cakes and pastries from a French patisserie where near to where he runs. So I'm gonna have to be really strong now not to eat all that stuff. But as I say, we do have our daughter and son-in-law coming to dinner tonight, so I'm pretty sure we'll be able to give some of them to them. Joanne, hello, good to see you. Joanne, come and tell me, where are you watching from today, Joanne? I would love to know. Okay, so I've got my sponge, and as I told you, it doesn't look like enough to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the raspberries, mix them in with the apple and pear. It's going to be like a multi-mix fruit dish. And I'm going to put this on the top, and then I'm going to make another batch. Oh, you're from Alberta. Very nice. Whereabouts, Joanne? Because I have my oldest daughter lives in Edmonton. And so that's really nice to see you on from Alberta. And are you a customer? Are you a rep? Or are you just a super fan? That is what we name. Hi, Julie. I can see Julie's come on and said hello on my Facebook group. Okay, so let's just wait for this. While we're waiting, what I do want to let everybody know is that joining Tupperware is a choice. It's a choice that will take you closer to being able to save time, save money, eat more healthily, and be a solution to pollution. And how are you going to save money? You're going to save money because what you're going to be able to do is buy Tupperware at a cheaper price, which will in turn allow you to keep your fruit and vegetables, your frozen items, your pantry items. Now just open up. I can't take you in there with my things, but this is my walk-in pantry behind me, and this is where a lot of magic can happen. Okay, so you're close to Edmonton. Excellent. And you're a consultant. Okay, that's fantastic. But you love to do cooking. That's good. I like to hear that. Ooh, that's hot. Okay, so I have my mix here. Oh, and it's all, you can see, can you see that it's all turned into mush here, which tells me even more that those raspberries were well on their way to being no good. So I'm going to do something. I just want to taste this before I add it to my apple because I do not want to ruin my apple. So let me check whether this mix tastes good. It looks good. Tastes good. Okay, so let's put this in here now. This is typical Melanie cooking. You make work whatever you have. Oh yeah, this is going to be nice, guys. So now I have apples, I have pear, I have raspberry, and I have a really nice blueberry mix. So this is going to be fabulous. And so now what I can do is put this sponge that I've made on the top here, and we can see how far it goes and whether I need to be making another one, and I think I probably will. Of course, my spatula is it's actually quite a lot here, but not enough. I think I'm going to make another batch and add it on the top and make a note on the recipe that I need to double up the ingredients, because in fact, doubling up the ingredients would also be better. I'm just going to get my knife. Doubling up the ingredients would also be better for the whip and mix. So now all you're going to do is spread out your batter on top of the fruit, and of course during cooking some of the fruit is going to come round over the batter, and all of that is good because it just tastes delicious. Well, assuming it tastes delicious, it's got all the right ingredients to taste delicious. So if you were watching what you were eating, you might say, okay, well, that's enough. I've got enough there that's spread over all the fruit. I could cook it like that and I don't need any more. But just because I know that I have the kids coming for dinner, whereas Alan and I would probably be content with that, I'm going to make another batch of the batter to go on the top. But you can see it's good. It's self-raising flour, so it's going to raise up a bit. So that pretty much is everything that I was going to say to you today. Let me come around and talk to you a bit closer. It's good, Joanne. All English is good. You like my live for cooking? Okay, that's excellent. Yes, exactly. You make dishes to suit whatever you're doing. So I want to say a huge thank you to anybody who's been watching today. I love adapting my Tupperware to my needs. And if you knew about me when I joined Tupperware 16 years ago, I never cooked. I might have made the occasional cake, but I certainly wasn't thinking about how can I adapt this to do that. And what cooking with Tupperware has done is give me confidence in the kitchen. And by joining Tupperware, you really have a great opportunity to do things that you haven't done before. And if you decide to join and sell Tupperware, well, there's a whole other adventure. So if you would like to join Tupperware, the link is in the discussion above, as is the link to my VIP group, which everybody is welcome to join. And as I explained, the link to this recipe is in my VIP group above. So all of those things are available to you. So thank you, everybody, and I look forward to being here next week for another Tupperware party. And I'll be keen to know, out of everything that you saw this morning, what is one item that you wish you could have as soon as possible? What is one item that would make a really big difference to you? So have a great day, everybody. Thank you to my friends on the other platforms, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye for now. And for all my friends who are watching on my other platforms, I really appreciate you being here. If you have any questions about anything, you'll notice that I have put the link for the recipe in my VIP group on my business page. But just remember that a tablespoon in Australia generally is 20 milliliters. Maybe the Australian Tupperware tablespoons are 15. I'm not sure, Cindy. You will have to check that. So thank you very much, and I love you all, and have a great day, guys. There we go.